Right, we should be just about good to go here, and we are. We're in. All right, gang, we can have a nice little chat. We should be back in business here. If y'all are following along over on TikTok, appreciate you. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, also appreciate you guys. Definitely just let me know where you're coming from, and I'll be happy to help everybody out as best I can. We're back on a smooth connection now, and we can talk some ball. So, everybody chime in. Where are you coming from? What do you need? Where are we at this week? All right, Miguel, what's up, man? Debo and Metcalf for Javonte Williams, a good trade. Yeah, this is a good trade. Yeah, I'm good with this. I'm good with this trade. I think, like, my thoughts are is, I'm assuming this is a redraft league. If you're in a redraft league and you need a solid running back to give you production here, that's fine. Debo doesn't mean much to me. I know that's tough to say when he's been giving you top 20 production, but we trade Judkins for Saquon. It's about even. I had a poll out on the Discord the other day talking about which one I would prefer. Ironically, I am slightly preferring Saquon, but just barely, All right, Miguel, what's up, man? I would slightly prefer Saquon, like I was saying. Tez Johnson or Vidal. Definitely going to be long-term. I mean, I always hang with the wide receivers a bit more long-term. I mean, this is Amari and Hampton's backfield, right? So, like, has Kamani Vidal shown enough that he's probably going to be the solid backup for the foreseeable future and get about 20-25% of the workload just to, help take a load off of Hampton when he needs a rest? That's accurate, but I don't think that Vidal is a threat by any means. Brees is banged up. Tez or Rico for the flex. I'm probably going to lean Rico Dowdle here. I think it's a safe floor. Give time, give Olave. Get time, give Olave. I don't know who time is. Try retyping that one, Austin. Justin is saying, should I give a 2027 second for Woody Marks? I have 0 running back depth. I wouldn't really. If it's me, man, I probably am going out and buying Alvin Kamara with that second round pick. I think a lot of people would take that deal. Maybe even a second and a third. Maybe you have to add a third round pick. But I like doing that one more if you're a contending roster just because Alvin Kamara has an incredible playoff schedule too. We've got Judkins or Dobbs. I mean, this is Judkins by a country mile, Adam. And it's not even close. I could build a Walmart in between these two. Tez or Shakir. I'm going to lean Khalil Shakir. I mean, Khalil Shakir is giving you consistent production throughout the year. I really wouldn't overthink it too much. I'm good at that one. You said Rome. Oh, Rome Odunze. Get Rome, give Olave. I do think Rome's ceiling is higher. In Dynasty, I'm taking Rome. Let's see. Lull to work. What's up? I trade QJ for Addison. Do I do it? Yeah. Every day of the week. I'm assuming by QJ you're saying Quentin Johnston. Ironically, I literally made a trade video about this yesterday. So if you go to my profile and look at my 2 most recent videos, you'll literally see a direct trade where I say give Quentin Johnston and Mark Andrews for Jordan Addison as fast as humanly possible here. So either you pulled it from there or this is just ironic timing. Mitch, what's up? Guys, if you're one of the 65 over on TikTok watching, please make sure you're following so I can pin your comments like this, make my chat a bit more readable, all right? If you're over on the Twitch or the YouTube, your chat experience is going to be a bit better over there, just a heads up. Mitch is saying the best running back value I can get for Sutton and D. Montgomery. Yeah, I think pairing those two together will get you probably close to like a Kyron Williams, James Cook, Josh Jacobs, something around there. I'd love to do it for Josh Jacobs if you could get it done. I mean, Courtland Sutton is giving you plenty of production. I believe he's a top 12 wide receiver right now. And he is wide receiver 14. So, yeah, there you go. He's definitely up there. Got Jackson Dart in the chat? Jesus Christ, Jackson Dart's in the chat. Jackson Dart, start Travion Henderson or Woody Marks. Honestly, I'm probably going to lean Travion. I'm just willing to go back to the well and get hurt again. Let's see. Jojo, Elias, thank you for following along, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Elias is asking in here saying, Rico Dowdle, Pearsall, Goff, Fannin for Mahomes and Cook. Yeah, I mean, you're taking the Mahomes and Cook side. I'd say pretty confidently, like more times than not, when you're on the side of the trade that's just getting a bunch of pieces, you're probably losing. So, two best players in this trade are Mahomes and Cook. Ironically, they're on the same side. So, what is that? Let's see. Am I tripping or are you not using your mic? Either that or your bit rate seems slow. Let's see. That is maybe true, Mikey. Let's see. I did restart my computer. Okay, how about that? Wait, can you hear me better now, Mikey? I changed over to the track 1 being the mic on Meld. Tell me what you think, man. Sorry, I did a computer restart and I didn't test everything out again. That's better? Right on, Mikey. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're back in business, guys. All right, we've got glycosis for life. What am I even? What does that mean? Yo, DeAndre Swift or Zay Flowers. I'm probably gonna lean DeAndre Swift. He's been getting undeniably actually productive usage here. All right, okay, Caesar, what's up, man? Tet or Wandale? I'm gonna lean Tetero McMillan here. May have to change that in TikTok Studio. How do I do that again, Mikey? Did I have to change something for audio output? What did I do last time? I don't even remember what I did last time, man. I think it's fine. I mean, I don't know. On TikTok, can you guys hear me all right? TikTok chat, can you sound off real quick? How does the volume sound? How does my mic sound? Does it sound clear? Does it sound quality? What do we think? What do we think? He says, yeah, good. Sure we can. Sound clear and good. Okay. All right. Well, if that's good, then I guess we'll just roll with it. All right. Yes, do the same thing. Change track 1. You're right. Track 1. Okay. How about that? Better? Better? I changed track 1 too. So maybe that's better. Mikey, you let me know if that sounds better, all right? All right. Sorry, guys. Back to your questions. All right. Your screen is frozen now. Your video is frozen? How? That doesn't make sense. Everything's showing up completely normal on my end. This is weird. Yeah, you can hear me clearly. Can you see me? We back? Okay, maybe we're back. Who knows? All right, well, here we go, guys. Back into the questions. Appreciate you rolling with me. Did a nice little computer restart today. They needed a Windows update, so hopefully we're back in business. If you guys start having any issues, you let me know in the chat, all right? Hey, if you're one of the 60 out there, please drop a follow so that I can pin your comments right here, and we will be good to roll with all these questions ahead of us. Big Biscuit is saying, do I trade Dart, third quarterback, and Monty for Genty and Tootin in a super flex? Yeah, I'll take Genty here. All right, yo, I absolutely fleeced this kid in my league. I got Puka for Rico Dowdle. That is pretty unfair. My video's still frozen. How? How is that possible? It should not be. I think we should be good. I don't know what's going on, Mikey. That's got to be a TikTok Studio issue because everything looks totally fine on my end. All right. We got Krosky, Merritt, or Shaheed. I'll probably lean JCM, even though I don't love him. But yeah, I would lean JCM just because I think the open market would give you more for JCM if you try to shop him, and I'm all about having the best liquidity here. Trin says flex Kamara or Kendrick Bourne. I got Olave and Waddle starting. I'd be going with Kamara by a pretty significant margin here. Maybe it's a TikTok Studio issue. I think it has to be, man. Everything looks fine. Mikey, you watching over on the YouTube? Yeah, I look good? Okay. Great. There you go. Well, then it's a TikTok issue. Guys, if you're one of the 70 plus in the chat over on TikTok, maybe come try to find me on the tube that's made for you, the red app, or on the purple app, the T-Witch. If my video keeps freezing, you can find me better over there. Adam's over here saying, do I take Kyren for Collins? At this point, yes, I would probably take Kyren Williams. From dynasty perspective, no, but just as far as a redraft league goes, like I'd rather have the running back depth down the stretch. I've got flex Josh Downs or Tez Johnson. I'm going to lean Josh Downs. Is AJ out? Yes, AJ is confirmed out. No AJ Brown this weekend. No AJ Brown this weekend. Adjust your lineups accordingly. Let's make sure we're being hyper active here. All right. Anna's saying, should I start Caleb Williams? Well, yeah. If I don't know any other options, I'm going to say Caleb Williams sounds great. Goddard or Kittle? This is a simple one for me, guys. Interestingly enough, I know a lot of you guys are hurting after a George Kittle 0 last week. You know, George Kittle's only failed to register a catch 3 times in his NFL career. Every single time, if you look at it, through the 3 opportunities that he's had to come back from a 0 catch game, he's put up a minimum of 22 points. Okay? So, should be getting solid production out of George Kittle this weekend if history tells you anything. If it doesn't happen, then history's a liar, and I didn't tell you that. I didn't tell you to do that. Caleb, Bowers, Charbonnet, 27-second, or Penix, Achane, Otten, and Ibuka. Caleb, Bowers, Sharb, 26-second. Isaac, I think I need to know more about the scoring settings here. Is this a tight end premium league? How many guys are we starting? Is this a super flex league? I think in a vacuum, if this is a non-tight end premium league, I'll take the Ibuka side. If it is a tight end premium league, I think this is a little bit of a sell low on Bowers, just based off where I was watching him go during the offseason. But I still would genuinely prefer the Achane side, so that's kind of the direction I lean here. I'm fine with you making the steal, to be completely frank. Almighty Exodia, what's up? We got a Yu-Gi-Oh guy in the chat. Guys, if you're not already following, please drop a follow so I can pin your comments here. Someone wants Pittman for Kamara and Brian Thomas Jr. No, I'm just going to hold the package. Give me Kamara and Brian Thomas Jr. here. All right. Matthias is asking flex Sutton or Smith. I'm going to go Cortland Sutton pretty comfortably here. Danny is saying, should I flex Juwan Jennings or Kendrick Bourne or Tucker Kraft? That one is going to be confidently Tucker Kraft. I mean, Tucker Kraft alone is just scoring more than those wide receivers you're even questioning. So I know positionally it doesn't seem as sexy, but I do think it'll give you better production. Just in a vacuum. I got Wyatt here saying Javonte Williams or Josh Jacobs. 4-man PPR? I've never seen a 4-man league in my life. Josh Jacobs. All right. I traded QJ for Jaylen Warren. I love that. You just got yourself an RB2 for the season, and now you're off the headache of wondering, will he, won't he score me points every single week? Vega says, I got offered Brian Thomas Jr. I would have to give up Terry McLaurin. I'd do that. Give me BTJ here. The volume's good for him. It'll come. His time will come. I've got thoughts about Tez Johnson over Pickens. No. Just plain and simple no. George Pickens has given you top 10 wide receiver production so far this season. I think you got to be just taking that and riding it to the bank. I don't care if CD's back or not. You should still be getting plenty of solid production out of that there. So that's the way I would be looking at it. That's how I'd be looking at it. Poppy Creepy. What's up, Poppy Creepy? Kind of a weird name, but that's okay. Downs, Mooney, or Tez to start instead of Diggs, Wandale, or Waddle. None. 0. You're doing the Diggs, Wandale, and Waddle. Manny, what's up, Manny? Manny is saying, do I start Sutton or London this week? I got Rice and CeeDee Lamb. I would be starting Drake London here. God, but the Broncos have such a good matchup, don't they, if I remember right? What are they playing, the Jets? No, they're playing Dallas. All right, I'm changing my mind. We're playing Sutton. We're playing Sutton. That Dallas 32 ranked defense, you got to start everybody against them. Oh, Mikey's in here. What's up, Mikey? Terry McLaurin, price check. Honestly, man, the longer that goes on of him not playing, the lower it goes. However, from a dynasty perspective, I still love buying Terry just because people forget he just signed the contract extension. So you're still getting a minimum 2 years out of Terry here, and they did pay him good money, as you know. I think if you can go out and buy Terry McLaurin for a second and third round pick right now, I would do it and not even hesitate about it. I'm not willing to pay a first, but I'll pay a second and a third comfortably. That's where I'd land with it. Would you trade Lamb for Bowers, Genty, Waddle? Lamb and Brees for Bowers, Genty, and Waddle. In Dynasty, yes. In redraft, no. I'd just hold the Lamb side if it's redraft. Send Jaden Higgins or DJ Moore. I would be going Jaden Higgins here. We've got, do I send Barkley and Adunze for Trey McBride and Bucky? Yeah, I would be going the Trey McBride side here, personally. It's nothing to do with Saquon. It's everything to do with I'm getting probably tight end one rest of the season. Henderson for a late 26 first. So here's my suggestion for you on this one, okay? If we are a contending roster and you think that getting a 26 first could potentially allow you to make a move near the trade deadline that would net you a championship, I would do this deal. If not, I'm probably looking at what TreVeyon Henderson is and saying, well, I probably drafted him 103, 104. If I just give up right now and punt him for a late first, I've essentially just swapped picks for no reason. At that point, I would probably be willing to just be patient here, give him the rest of the season, believe in the talent level that he has, and hope that by the end of the season, you're seeing the potential upside of the early first that you use to draft him. Now, I know you're also probably assuming the risk in this saying, well, now if I hold him too long, maybe I won't be able to get a first for him in the offseason. I think that's a risk I'm willing to take. Mikey saying I was literally hovering over second and third being sent. I love it. I love it, man. We're on the same page. Chase Wallace says Dobbins or Ferguson. This would be Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson. You're buying him. Yes, then I would buy him for that price. I'd buy him for that price, assuming you can afford to. I would assume that if you're looking at buying TreVeyon Henderson, you're probably already either one in a place to contend, and you don't need the immediate production, or two, you're just already in a rebuild. You have extra firsts, and this is a cheap buy for you. I've got trade Ibuka for T. Higgins, Kittle, and a 26 second. It's too low for me, and it's because of the T. Higgins side. Now, I like getting George Kittle in a second. I'm just not as big of a T. Higgins guy as others. I think if that was Jordan Addison or Xavier Worthy, I would be doing the trade, personally. Khalil Shakir and Marvin Harrison and Harris for Pittman. I received Pittman. Is this a good trade? Yes. I do believe that I would be taking Michael Pittman here from a redraft perspective. That's where I would be. Wyatt is saying Tucker Kraft is on waivers, but I already have Kincaid. I don't give a flying fook. You're getting Tucker Kraft. He's way better than Kincaid. So, yes. Drop Kincaid or Hunter Henry. Drop Hunter Henry, and you start Tucker Kraft every week. Thoughts on Shaheed / Olave to the Bills rumors? Well, I've heard a couple rumors today. I've heard Olave potentially to the Giants. I've heard Waddle to the Giants. I've heard Olave to the Bills. I've heard Shaheed to the Seahawks. I hear these guys kind of going all over the map. So, with all that being said, if Shaheed goes to the Bills, I think Mikey, you'll be a very happy man. That would be huge. I mean, if Olave goes to the Bills, call me crazy, but I think Chris Olave just becomes like a top 10 bona fide dynasty wide receiver if he goes to the Bills with Josh Allen. Leave says, did Swift and QJ for Genty and Pearsall, or I did Swift and QJ for Genty and Pearsall. Did I win? Swift and QJ for, yeah, I think you won pretty comfortably there. Ethan, what's up, Ethan? He says, start 3, Tez, Juwan, Njoku, Terry, Chuba, Mooney. I need a tight end included. Tez, Juwan, Njoku, Terry, Chuba, Mooney. I need a tight end included. Yeah. I'll go Tez. I'll go Terry. No, we're going to go Terry. We're going to go Chuba. And we're going to go Njoku. Yeah, that's what I would do. Leaves in, you think Breece Hall and Warren for Bucky is a good trade for me? Potentially. Here's the issue. I've heard rumors that Bucky Irving might get surgery. If that becomes the case, then obviously you're losing a massive, massive amount of value. So I would keep that in mind. My stream's glitching. Damn, dude. I think it's a TikTok thing. I think there's something going on with TikTok. To be honest, guys, I'm only going to go like 5 more minutes anyway with all the technical difficulties going on. And I'll have to hop back on and try to troubleshoot it. Catch you guys later tonight. Do a Friday night DPC After Dark stream. Maybe click on TikTok Studio. I'm here. I don't know. Mikey, I think I might just bag it in a couple minutes here and just come back later tonight. Probably get good responses later in the evening anyway for a Friday night. Okay, let's see. Buy or sell Nico. I would be buying potentially. Just tell everyone to come to the tube. Chase says, I agree. I mean, your viewing experience is gonna be way better on the tube. Let's see. Okay. Eduardo is saying, should I start Higgins or Saquon? Or Judkins. I already have James Cook and Saquon. I would do Judkins. Dart or Caleb this week. I'll go Jackson Dart. Jack. Would you trade London for Rice? I currently need to win now. No, I'm going to hold Drake London here. Start 2, Sutton, Olave, Flowers. I'll go Sutton and Olave there. Mark Andrews or Cade Otton. I'll go Cade Otton. Traded Rico and Laporta for Derrick Henry. W or loss? No, that's a W. It's a W, Isaac. And says, I got Pickens, Dobbs, and Tez Johnson. Who should I start? Pickens. By a mile. Abuka or Pickens. This one is closer. I'll lean Abuka just slightly, but it's not by a whole lot. Okay? All right, Alex Flores. What's up, Alex? Welcome over on the tube. Says JCM or DJ at Flex PPR. I'm still going to take JCM here. Tim says pick 2, Pickens, Debo, Waddle, or Josh Downs. Yeah, I'm going to go Waddle, and I'm going to go Pickens. Those will be the 2 that we're going with there. Guys, if you're over on TikTok and you're not already following, make sure you follow along so I can pin your comments here. If you haven't already caught me on the tube that's made for you or the T-Witch, that'll be your best bet. Chase says, hey, do you like Troy Franklin or Mason Taylor? I'll probably lean Troy Franklin, but Mason Taylor's not a bad option, to be completely honest. I don't think Garrett Wilson's going to play. I trade Saquon or sit on him. I think you're sitting. If you sell him, you're selling him below value. Pick 2, Pickens. I said Waddle and Pickens here. Carter, thank you, man. Pooh Shiesty. What's up, Pooh Shiesty? Says CD or Pickens. It's CD Lamb. Do I try to trade Saquon for Judkins or Henry or sit on him? I would sit. Where you're at. Khalil Shakir or Xavier Worthy? I'll go Worthy. Kraft in a second for Warren. This is the easiest Warren I've ever gotten. You're taking Tyler Warren and you're running to the bank, Dylan. Should I keep holding on to Taysom Hill? it depends on your format. Like, I'm in a really deep tight end premium league where I got to start 2 tight ends every week, and there's 11 starting spots. I do this in a lot of my leagues, so from that perspective, yeah, I'm holding Taysom Hill, and I'm still starting him in a few leagues this week. Am I excited about it? No. We're not getting great production out of him, but Justin says, what if I play in a keeper league, London for Rice? I don't know if this changes much. If it's just a keeper, I guess you could take Rice and then still keep him next year at the same place he was drafted, which is probably lower than London. Like, if that's part of the strategy of it, if Drake London got picked in the 2nd round and you got Rashee Rice in the 7th round and you're going to get to use him as a keeper, then yeah, take Rashee Rice. Okay, trade away Henry and Worthy for Devontae, A.J. Brown, and Chase Brown. I'll take the Devontae Adams side here. Alfred is saying, do I trade away Henry and Worthy for... Yeah, I did this one. I'm saying yes. If you're one of the 60-plus over on TikTok, guys, and you're watching on there, make sure you're following so I can pin your comments, okay? I got McCall here saying Dobbs or Tez. I'm going to go Tez. Traded London and Gibbs for Jamar and Bucky. Did I get fleeced? No, I'm fine with this deal. I'm fine with it. Matthias. What's up, Matthias? Matthias is saying Spears or Mooney. Probably going to go Spears. I don't feel good about it, though. Dak versus Denver. Caleb versus Baltimore. I'm going to go Dak versus Denver. I've got Matthias. Yeah, I got you on that one, bro. Caden. What's up, Caden? Caden is saying, dude, what trade will go through? I need Hunter gone. I feel that. What have you tried? What are you trying? What are you aiming for here? What's the format? James says Tez or Wandale. I'm going to go with Wandale Robinson here. Kev, what's up, Kev? Good to see you, man. One of the OGs in here, Kev, saying Gadsden, 26 first, and a 2nd for Chase. Yeah, easy. Give me Jamar Chase every day of the week and twice on Sunday. That is an incredible buy if you can get that done. All right, I've got a 2nd and a 3rd round pick for Kraft. Easy. Give me Kraft. Yeah, that's a steal for Tucker Kraft, personally, I think. It's a steal. All right, I've got Pickens, Boutte, Tez Johnson. Give me Pickens here. Jamar Chase for McBride and Adunze. In redraft, I'll do this, yes. Traded Waddle and Jones for a Henry. Did I cook? Yes, that you absolutely cooked. Jason Myers on waivers. Do I pick him up? Yes, you do. I mean, Seahawks are rolling pretty well on offense. I think, that's a good bet. It's a good bet. Renny Yama. What's up, Renny Yama? He says Jacobs and Sutton for CMC. Yeah, I'll take CMC here. Caden says a wide receiver or running back straight up for Travis Hunter. Got Stafford. I mean, is it dynasty redraft? If it's redraft, let's just try to go get Jalen Warren, Just give me a running back that I can use. Stephon Diggs or Rashad White. Now, Bucky's ruled out. I'm going to go with Rashad White here. Guys, I know it was a short session today, just for this afternoon one. I'm going to be back on tonight for you guys. Just trying to get everything going. We had a little bit of technical difficulties to start here, but I'll be back on DPC After Dark tonight. We're going to be streaming on all platforms, over on TikTok, over on the tube that's made for you, and we're also going to be on Twitch, the Purple app. Your viewing experience is going to be far better over there. I am going to have to drop off here. I appreciate you guys coming through, but let's run it back again tonight. Beer Bong, thank you for the follow, man. I love the username. Glitch is fixed, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll answer a couple more of these, and I'll get off. DJ, thank you for following, man. Thank you for telling me you appreciate the stream. I'm out here hopefully helping you guys win some championships. Diggs or T-Mac? I'm going to lean with Stephon Diggs this weekend. Could I get Devontae? What could I get for Devontae Adams? No, you're going to hold him there. You're going to hold him. There's no more camera glitch. That's good. Josh Downs or Khalil Shakir? I'll go Khalil Shakir here. Herb says, oh no, I missed it. You did miss this one. Sorry, Herb, but I will be back on later tonight, like I was saying. So I'll catch you on later tonight. I would say around 8:30 Pacific time. Hopefully that'll help. Guys, thank you so much. I will see you tonight.